Hey guys, welcome to another video. And in this video, I wanted to do a review for the song Don't Stress by Madison Ryann Ward. And so Madison Ryann Ward is a Christian artist, and if you guys are into R&B and things like that, you guys will definitely find her music amazing because she's just got a really smooth voice. And lately I've just been, not lately, but like for the last probably couple years, I've been trying to listen to more and more Christian music, and I've been trying to discover more and more Christian music. And so I want to just make more videos, kind of, I guess, in a way, shouting out different Christian artists that I discover and things like that, just to help put some of you guys on because I feel like while Christianity is on the rise, I do feel like a lot of people don't know that there's a lot of really dope artists out there that just so happen to make Christian music. Because the thing that I found, the more that I listen to Christian music, especially Christian music that sounds amazing sonically, is I have less of an urge to listen to secular music. And so for this song, I just want to break up different parts of the song and talk about what they mean to me, and especially just in life in general, in the world. And so she starts the song off by saying, blood pressure high because you worry too much. And when I heard that line, it made me think about how it's just such a common thing in society today for people to be stressed out and anxious all the time, whether it's because of work, whether it's because of personal things, whether it's because of school. And it's almost like we're just conditioned to be stressed out all the time. You think about all the caffeine that people consume on a daily basis, and it leaves people to be even more on edge, where the slightest inconvenience will stress people out and upset them. Whether it's being in traffic for 5 extra minutes, whether it's standing in a line and waiting for 5 extra minutes to get something. I think it's just become far too commonplace for people to just be worried. And it's, of course, we do tend to worry when all we do is we just look around and we think, oh, well, this isn't going the way I want. This isn't going the way I want. Then, we stress about all of these things because we focus on the things that aren't going our way. And so, of course, that introduces a lot of stress when we take our attention from God and we give it to the world instead. And so then there's another line where she says, and you cry every night, forgetting that you are so loved. And this line reminds me of, everyone out there who's single and looking for validation from dating apps, from, hookup culture. It reminds me of when I was single and when, I was looking for validation externally. And I didn't realize that God is already there just waiting to give me the validation. I just have to look to Him for it. And I didn't realize that the more that I looked to other girls, the more that I looked to the world to give me that validation, I didn't realize that I was running a race that I was never going to win. And so that's why I love that line so much, because when we look to other people to make us feel validated, we're always going to be disappointed. But God will never disappoint us when we look to Him. And especially for people who are single, it's extremely important that you focus your attention on God and not the world, because focusing your attention on God will also help to grant you discernment. So when you start dating, when you're going on dates, you're learning to be more open-minded. You're not just dating people out of a scarcity mindset. You're not keeping someone around who's not good for you just for the sake of having someone in your life. And so then there's another line where she says, you gotta believe even when it's hard and you can't see. And this reminds me of when I was in dental school. There were a lot of days that I was like, man, I don't know. There were a lot of exams that I was just like, I don't know if I can pass this because there's so much on my plate already, and I didn't pass the last exam and I had to retake that. And how am I going to do this when I have 7 other things going on today or this week, whatever? Um, but it's crazy because I came back to God when I realized that He was really the only way I was gonna make it through dental school. I came back to God because I realized that the world wasn't going to give me the relief that I needed to keep pushing forward to make it through dental school. And so when I came back to God, I got that faith that, okay, even though things are really hard right now, I'm still going to keep going and I'm still going to make it through. And so looking back on it, it's crazy because I can almost laugh at those times, but of course at that time, it's like I was definitely really stressed out. And so it's just amazing being able to look back and to know that I had faith at a time when I wasn't 100% sure, and God came through. And then she has another part where she says, "He ain't never said it would be easy. Waves keep coming, but I'm not drowning." And I love this part of the song because when she says, "Waves keep coming, but I'm not drowning," it reminds me of how God will never give you more than you can handle. And so even though you might think that something is coming and it's going to break you and you're not going to make it through it, God would never allow you to go through something if He didn't believe that you can make it through. Not even He didn't believe, if He didn't know that you would make it out the other side. Because, of course, God knows what's going to happen tomorrow, a year from now, 20 years from now. He knows. And so He would never throw an obstacle your way if He didn't know that you're going to make it through the other side. And so then there's another line that says, "Having faith is knowing that you will never doubt Him. He said He would never leave you." And so whenever I was going through trials, even now, whenever I'm going through, temptations, whenever I'm battling anything, I always think about how God said that He would never leave us. And God sent Jesus to die for our sins so that we never feel abandoned in this life. And whenever I think about that, it gives me the strength to keep pushing on, to keep wanting to improve, and to not just give up, and to not just accept that, oh, my current circumstance is the way that things are always going to be. Because I was listening to this video by Myron Golden, and he was talking about how oftentimes it's not the problem that's our problem, it's the perception that we have about our problem that's the problem. And so that was just deep because, for example, getting a flat tire, yeah, it sucks. It could be a problem. But if you have a terrible attitude and you feel sorry about yourself sorry for yourself for the next month that you got a flat tire, at that point, it's not just the flat tire that's the issue. It's your mindset towards having that flat tire. That's the issue. And so then she says, "Let it go and let Him work it out." And it's just her way of saying, just breathe, just exhale, know you're going to make it through it, and just let God do what God does. And then she says, "You've tried your way, but end up doing too much. You ain't got no more strength, but that's when He can show up." And this part of the song is so true to me because oftentimes we try everything to do it on our own. Before I came back to God, I was looking up a ton of self-help content. I was looking up a ton of videos to see what I could do. And I was running everywhere but to God. And the minute I came back to Christ and started going, to church and Bible study, I instantly felt this type of peace that nothing else gave me. And so that's why I recommend to anyone who's struggling or going through anything, going back to church and praying and everything about these issues is the best thing that you can do for yourself, because that's how you get long-lasting peace and eternal peace. And so, yeah, you guys, that wraps up my review for this song. I hope if you guys haven't heard this song, I hope you guys give it a listen, and I hope you guys add it to your playlist, because it's truly an incredible song that can help get you through anything that's going on in your life right now. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe for more content just like this. And I'll talk to all you guys in the next video.